Here we go. So today we're going to talk about the XP agenda and whether it's worth it or not. Before I get into all of that, something crazy has happened over the last week or so with this channel. I mean, we've been averaging sort of 100 views a video, and I posted a video last week of an unlimited pack opening, which is closing in on 1,000 views in less than a week. Thank you guys. Like, honestly, I never imagined that people would be that interested in what we're doing here, but you know, it's obviously landing. The subs are going up every day. It's just really inspiring to keep going and keep making content that, you know, you guys are obviously enjoying. I just want to say big thanks, but we are going to go through our obligatory 2 seconds to subscribe moment. So you got 2 seconds to subscribe. Thank you for doing that. I mean, look, you know, that was your third attempt. I'm assuming you've done it by now. Right, we're going to talk about XP Agenda today. And a bit of background on it. I didn't do the last 2 seasons, so I didn't get Curry and I didn't get Blake, and I didn't try to, actually. Before this season, the only day, or the only time where I really put any effort into the XP Agenda was on, I think it was a couple of days left of the last season where I wanted to get SGA, the diamond, so I knocked out like 30,000 XP in one day. But I've said in loads of videos, especially at the start, that I would never do this, right? I would never do the XP agenda because it just looks like such a drain. And, you know, I have quite a busy life as well, so I didn't think it was entirely practical that I could do it. But there was 3 cards this year that were always going to be the exception, and it was true last year on 2K20 as well. The 3 cards that would have been an exception were T-Mac, Kobe, and dwade, because they're always my 3 favourite cards in the game. And the fact that they released a dwade, which was also a Galaxy Opal, and was also really good, because that T-Mac wasn't. The dwade looks really, really good as a card. You know, I remember when it dropped, I was kind of gutted that, you know, I kind of knew this was going to happen. I knew I was going to have to do it, and I was concerned about how much of a sweat it would be, how time consuming it would be, all these different things. And now that we're kind of getting there, we're going to hit level 38 today, and you know, we're certain to get dwade. But I have hit a wall with this, and this is why I'm dropping the video today. I want to walk you through how good this game mode could have been, because I think it could have been really, really good. And I think 2K have just fumbled the bag with this, because it really could have been an amazing thing to do. Like, I enjoy things like domination, not a lot of people do, but the XP agenda could have been just as good. But the way 2K approached it, and you know, I'm going to break down the actual agendas and, you know, whether it's worth doing or not. It brings me to a conclusion that I really don't want to get to at the end of this video. So you just saw me completing the first set of unlimited challenges, and we're going to get to level 38 today. I am going to get that done because it's only a couple of thousand XP and it's pretty attainable. I'm just going to show you the kind of progression we've had. So we've knocked out a lot of these in their entirety. We've been renting players and all sorts out of the auction house. There's a few in here that, you know, I kind of left and then came back to, and a few different things, and I will talk to you about my strategy in a bit more detail. But what I really want to talk to you about is this worth it? Because that's the question that we want to answer. And there are challenges in here that make the game more interesting. Look, as a content creator, you want to be using every card, and without this, the incentive isn't there, right? So if I get into, let's just go into the retro one. Like, you know, I'm doing these the Bismack Biombo challenges. Like, I wouldn't be doing this. I would never have used that card. It is a terrible card to use, but I wouldn't have used it. But it gives me a good idea of what it's like. Some of the higher higher tier players I haven't used yet, but I've been using Penny, who's really disappointing, by the way, as a card. So it gives you kind of a good look at all the different players. It also gets you playing all the game modes, which I wouldn't have been doing otherwise, because I tend to focus on unlimited. Outside of that, I'm kind of struggling to see a positive. You know, let's look at the rewards, right? So we go all the way back here. And the first, like, sort of 24 levels, like, everyone's going to hit that, even if you're not trying to. But, you know, these Ascension Boards are great. I haven't pulled anything out of these Ascension Boards, like, all year. So they haven't been good for me. I think if you had pulled something out of them, maybe you feel different. But the rewards really, all the way up to here, because diamond shoes are kind of really cheap at the moment. Diamond contracts are really cheap at the moment. You know, if I had the choice between getting, you know, 13,000 XP here to get that diamond contract, or just go buy a diamond contract for 15k out the auction house, I'd rather buy the contract. I could actually snipe that 15k probably in about 10 minutes. So up until maybe the Hoff badge, it's not worth it. And then it really depends on the Hoff badge you get. Because again, my luck with Hoff badges has been horrendous this season. I haven't pulled anything that I would really use or apply to a player. The biggest benefit I've had of Hoff badges is I bought a Zion that was badged out, and then chucked HOF badges on him, and he sold for like 400k. So I just made MT from it. But then that Dwayne Wade is without question, to me, going to be the best card in the game. So the ultimate reward is worth it. I mean, there's no denying that that's a good card. But to go through all of this to get there, I don't know. So I said this could have been a good game mode, and I think 2K they just messed it up entirely. And I don't know if it's just thoughtless or what, but there's some stuff in here that's just really toxic. Like, I'm going to give you the least enjoyable things I've done so far, right? So let me find those triple threat offline challenges. I mean, it was just the most boring experience I've ever had on this game. You win 100 games, and then you get a player, then you have to play a bunch more games to kind of get that player's XP done. That's 100 points. So we were 5 or 6 games we played with them to get that done. I mean, it was just so boring. I mean, surely no one sits at home going, TT Offline is the best game mode. I can't wait to play 110 games of it just for XP. I mean, why? Why is it so excessive? I mean, you could have done it as 10, 25, 50. Maybe that would have been okay. But you want us to play 100 games and then do XP with a player? It's not good. TT Online is fine, but again, they kind of give you these really annoying XP. Like, Barros, you could have had so much XP for him. Why have you chosen to get 2 steals? Like, okay, it's not that difficult to get 2 steals, but there could have been a more fun XP challenge to do with him. Like, I'm not saying we should be shooting threes with everyone and dunking with everyone, but some of them are they're just bad. The least enjoyable outside of that TT Offline, because that really, like, it nearly broke me doing that. I was bored out of my mind. Is the Simbula ones? I don't know where they are, to be honest. I think are they in double take? I got them done. I know that. Oh no, they're in the retro packs. I know where they are. Right, they're in here. This 8 dunks in a game. I mean, just how bad an XP challenge is that for 100 XP? Okay, you can argue you don't need to do it, but everything in here should be something that we want to do, right? Like, I don't think that's too much to ask. Like, this stuff's fine, getting a block with Isaac, getting 5 steals with Isaac, getting 50 points in the paint. I think that's well-balanced XP for the card that Jonathan Isaac is. He's a good card to be getting steals with. His defense is 99, I think. He's a good card to be getting blocks with for the same reason. And it's not difficult to score in the paint with him. But this, I mean, it took me like 3 games to do this because I was trying to do it on TT Offline. No, I was doing it on the Spotlight challenges, the Curry ones. I just couldn't get the guy to dunk the ball. I couldn't get him to cut. His speed is like 10. It's just bad. It's just so bad. So I guess this is the kind of conclusion I'm coming to. I didn't want to do it. It's been really time consuming. Like, look, before this season, Unlimited was the most toxic game mode for me. Like, I played that as kind of my main game mode because I like the idea of playing another player. But it felt, all the algo and, modded controllers out there and all of this stuff. There was a lot going on that made Unlimited unenjoyable. But I got to a point in this season where I actually was over the moon that they dropped Unlimited challenges. So you saw the clips. I played for sort of 20 minutes. We got 5 wins and we got the first card on here. But it was a relief playing Unlimited. It really was a relief. And now, they're dropping other things here. There's a lot of tactical stuff in here from 2K as well. If you look at the Pink Diamond reward market stuff they dropped today. So this is obviously an attempt to get you to burn your tokens, which, it's not cool for people who are waiting for packs and things like that. But if you're doing this no money spent, this could be a really easy way of doing it. So you're kind of torn between the choice of holding onto your tokens and being able to get XP later when the packs drop, or dropping the tokens now on all of this so you can get the XP done and get Dwayne Wade. I don't feel like that should be a choice that people have to make. Like, I'm quite lucky. I've got Mo Lucas and I've got Jojo White, so I'm going to knock these 4 out, but I don't know if I'm going to pick up David Thompson or Thurmond. Like, I can't see it happening. They just haven't approached this well. It really could have been fun. Like, these daily challenges and stuff, they're fine, but you get into some of this stuff and, 100 points, some of them, 150 points, like, you've just dropped 200k on a card and now you've got to play rookie domination and all of these things. And it's just, none of this has been fun. None of it. It's been a drain. It's taken forever. Like, I'm barely focusing on it. I've always got something else going on, watching Netflix or whatever. It's just boring. It's so boring. So the conclusion that I'm going to come to is this could have been an amazing game mode. If they'd done two things, that's all they needed to do. Like, two things is all they needed to do. First of all, they needed to make these rewards better. Make them at least comparable, I think, with Unlimited. Like, I keep saying Unlimited's the best mode, without question, for rewards. Like, when you go up tiers, the things that you collect on the way up are amazing. Make the Ascension Boards a bit better. I mean, this is a really good idea from 2K, but make them better. Like, I shouldn't have run 15 Ascension Boards or whatever I've run by now and not seen a reward. Like, make it more achievable so it feels like it's worth it. Like, you know, I got to the 36 board here and there was nothing on it. It was the first time I did that, fair enough, but I got to the kind of 30, 32 boards every other season. So they need to make these rewards better. There needs to be things here. There needs to be cards here. You know, at 35, 36, there needs to be cards, because people who don't have time and people who don't have money won't be able to get to level 40. It's just that simple, right? It's just that simple. So give them something really good at 35, 36. Like, the rewards of Galaxy Opal. Chuck a pink diamond in here somewhere. It just would have made it, like, way more worth it. Like, if I picked up a decent pink diamond at level 35, I would already feel like this is a bit more worth it, right? And then obviously we get the amazing reward at the end of it. Now, the second thing that they need to do is they just need to make these challenges more enjoyable. They're just excessive. This is a really excessive mode. It's a complete time drain. You know, I used to look at other people go, does this stuff just take over your life while you're doing this? And the answer is yes, it does. You could be a shrewd and you could combine all the sort of XP challenges together, and that's what I do. You know, I literally won't play unless I can combine challenges, whether it's on Unlimited or Limited or TTO or TT Offline, Domination, Spotlights, whatever I'm doing the challenge on. Unless I've got multiple challenges to do in one game, I won't even load into the game. But it's still a drain. It's still such a drain on your time. Why is it so excessive? I think 100,000 XP would have been fair. I think that's a starting point. Like, make it here. It wasn't easy to get to level 37. That took a long, long time. I know we've got 18 days left in the season, all of this stuff, and, you know, people going at a different pace, but it's just too excessive. If they drop Kobe next season, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be really annoyed, because it's the only thing right now that will make me want to do this again. The only thing. Nothing else. So, in terms of progression, like, where do you need to be right now is probably a good question. I think you need to be around level 33, 34. I told you last season I knocked out 30,000 XP in a day last season to get Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And, you know, you could do that, 30,000 XP in a day. If you're at 65, suddenly you're at, you know, 95 and you're really comfortable. So don't feel like you need to get ahead on this. I'm getting through this really quickly for one reason and one reason only. I want it done. I want it done. Like, we're progressing on everything. Like, Unlimited is done. Limited's up to date. Everything is kind of where it needs to be. Once I get dwade, unless this kind of rumour... I know it's a leak, actually, because 2K said that they would go from level 41 to 45. And unless that's the case, I mean, I'm done with this probably 2 weeks before the end of the season, maybe 10 days. And then I could just chill. You know, I could knock out Limited at the weekend and we get sort of 10 days off this grind. But my conclusion is I will not do this again unless they make changes. And I will not do this again unless the reward is as worth it as dwade, which I can't see it being. So that's my conclusion. You know, my first time doing XP, a lot of YouTubers have dropped videos on this stuff, right? I haven't, because it's just mind-numbing. It's so boring, I don't even want to share it with you. It's so boring. My God, is it boring. That's my conclusion. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys.